In this video, we're going to be solving quadratic equations using different forms of factoring. We're going to start by looking at x squared minus 36 is equal to 0. For us to be able to solve this, we need to move all of our numbers to one side, and we keep all of our variables on the other side. So we're going to start by adding 36 on one side, and if we add it on one side, it means that we have to add it to the other side. Negative 36 and positive 36 cancel each other out, so we're going to be left with x squared is equal to 36. So we have to get x by itself. To be able to do that, we have to take the square root of x, and if we do it to one side, it means that we have to do it to the other side. The square root and the squared x will cancel each other out, and so what we're going to be left with is the square root of 36, which is equal to 6. However, because we have a square root and a squared function inside of it, we end up having to put a plus or minus here, because we had x squared is equal to 36. If we plug in a value of 6, 6 squared will give us 36. If we plug in negative 6 and square that, that's going to be negative 6 times negative 6, which will end up giving us a value of positive 36. Hence why you have to have plus or minus 6. We'll take a look at another example of this. We're going to have 4x squared minus 64 is equal to 0. And we'll follow the same steps. We always want to have our numbers on one side and our letters on the other. So we're going to add 64 on this side, and we'll add 64 on this side. This is going to cancel out, so now we're going to be left with 4x squared is equal to 64. Before we can take the square root, we're going to have to divide by 4 on both sides now. With that, the 4's are going to cancel out, so we're going to be left with x squared is equal to 16. We'll follow the same step before, where we'll take the square root on both sides. The square root is going to cancel out with the squared, so we'll be left with x on this side, and on the other side is going to be equal to plus or minus the square root of 16, which is going to be 4. And that will be our answer. For this next problem, we're going to do x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now we can't just move the 6 over to the other side. We have this x squared and we have an x. So to be able to figure out x by itself is a little bit more tricky. So we can simplify this by doing something called the diamond method. And what we do is we take the value that's at the end, the numerical value that does not have an x or a variable associated to it, and then we take the middle variable, the one that has a single x or single variable, and we put that at the bottom. And with this, we want to figure out a number or a set of numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 5. Well, those two numbers are going to be 3 and 2. 3 times 2 gives us 6. 3 plus 2 will add up to 5. We can take these two numbers and put it in a form like this, where we have parentheses, and we set those parentheses equal to 0. And we can add our numbers in, the plus 3 and the plus 2 here. If we were to multiply this out, meaning using a tool such as FOIL, we would be able to figure out that after multiplying it out, it would turn into this form. Hence, this is another form of the same equation. When we have the set equal to 0, that means that either this set of parentheses would have to be equal to 0, because 0 multiplied by anything will always end up 0, and vice versa. If this is 0, and this is something that we multiply by, it would end up equal 0. With that information, we can actually just take each one of these items that are in parentheses and set them equal to 0. When we do that, we now will have two answers. We'll move 3 to the other side by subtracting, so we'll get that x is equal to minus 3. We'll subtract 2 on this side to get x is equal to negative 2. And these will be our answers for this equation, meaning that if we plug in negative 3 into this equation, it'll end up giving us 0. And if we plug in negative 2 into this equation, and for the variable of x, again, we would get 0. Now let's try it with another example. For this one, we're going to have x squared minus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. If we do the diamond method again, we're going to put the value at the top, which is what we need to multiply by. And the middle variable here, this minus 7, will go on the bottom, and we want to figure out something that adds to it. These two numbers are going to be negative 3 and negative 4. Negative 3 times negative 4 will give us a positive 12. If we add these two numbers up, it'll give us a negative 7. So if we put this in the parentheses form here, we're going to have our x variables on the left side, and we'll have minus 3 and minus 4. Now we're going to have our two answers for this by setting each one of these items in parentheses equal to 0. So we'll add 3 on this one on both sides to get x is equal to 3 as one of our answer. We'll add 4 on this side, or we're going to get that x is equal to 4 as one of the answers as well. Now for this example, we're going to have 6x squared plus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now we can't use the same method that we used before because we have the 6 in the front. What we need to do is we need to multiply the first and the last variables together. So 6 times minus 3 is going to be equal to negative 18. And from there, we can actually use the diamond method, and we're going to put that minus 18 at the top, and then we're going to put our 7 at the bottom. This is going to give us two values, a 9 and a negative 2. However, for this example, because of the 6 out in the front, the 9 and the negative 2 are going to be associated to the 7. So we're going to be rewriting this now as 6x squared plus 9x minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. This 9x minus 2x is the same as the 7x if you simplify it. However, we write it out like this to help group to be able to solve. And this one right here, you'll notice a common factor of 3x. If we pull out that 3x, we're going to be left with a 2x plus 3, meaning that 3x times 2x will give us that 6x. 3x times 3 will give us that positive 9x. Yep. And we could do something similar for this back one. We'll put a minus 1, and if we factor out a minus 1, this is going to give us 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. What you'll notice here is now we have the same item in parentheses, meaning now we can actually factor this out. So we'll have the 2x plus 3, and we can multiply that by this 3x minus 1, and that's equal to 0. If you were to multiply this all out, you would get the same answer that you see right here. But now that we have it in this form, we can make it easy for us to solve by setting it equal to 0 for each one of our parentheses. So 2x plus 3 is equal to 0 will be 1, and 3x minus 1 equal to 0 will be our other. We'll subtract 3 on both sides for this one, which will give us 2x equals minus 3. Dividing by 2 on both sides will give us that x is equal to minus 3 over 2. For the second one, we're going to add 1 on both sides. Now we're going to get 3x is equal to 1. Dividing by 3 on both sides will give us x is equal to 1 over 3. And these will be our two answers. Now let's take a look at 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now because this has that 2 out in the front, we could do the same method that we did earlier. However, there is something quicker that we can use, and this is called the quadratic formula. What we'll do is we'll put a letter associated to each one of these numbers that we have associated. We'll put A, B, and C. And the quadratic formula will tell us that x will be equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. And we can use that to solve for this example here, where a will be equal to 2, b will be equal to 3, and c will be equal to negative 2. So x will be equal, by using this quadratic formula, to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 2 all over 2 times 2. We can simplify this to get minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 9, 3 times 3, minus 4 times 2 times negative 2. We'll change this to a positive 16 all over 4. Simplify that one more time to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 25 over 4, and this will simplify to negative 3 plus or minus 5 over 4. Now we have this plus minus sign, and what that means is that we're going to have two answers, one with a plus and one with a minus. So we can write this one with the plus as negative 3 plus 5 over 4. And this one is minus 3 minus 5 over 4. If we simplify this, we're going to get 2 over 4, which simplifies to 1/2 as one of our answers. If we simplify this, we're going to get negative 8 over 4, which is equal to negative 2, and that will be our other answer.